And welcome to episode 2 of Impact Wrestling TEW 2020. In the previous episode, we had our debut show. Eddie Edwards defended the title in the main event against Heath. The Good Brothers debuted, and all of our other storylines were started, except for EC3 Moose, which more or less starts today. No major news. We're still on the exact same day of taping, so not much to cover here. Although I do believe that some of the broadcasters were annoyed at our ratings. Yeah. It pulled in a 0.14 with 100,008 viewers and 115,000 overall. And most of our networks weren't happy. Also, in the last episode, don't know when it will have aired, but I called Explosion Dark like 4 times. Mainly because I'd been watching AEW beforehand, before taping the episode. So that was where the confusion came from. But tonight's episode, 116 minutes, 16 segments. Let's hop in. So we open up again, same as before. Don Carlson, Josh Matthews, just running us through last week's events, hyping up some of the storylines. 38, same as before. Matthews again is good at his job. Then we open with the Deaners versus the North. In a decent match, the North defeat the Deaners in 8 minutes. When Josh Alexander pins Cody Deaner with a TKO. We have Cousin Jake getting a 39. Cody Deaner getting a 35, Josh Alexander getting a 45, and Ethan Page getting a 43. So clear gap between the two tag teams. Not as clear maybe as you would want a sort of mid-card, undercard babyface team. And your top heels to be getting. That was Siri, I don't know why it went off. But again, I can take it. Then we just have Ethan Page and Josh Alexander, where Ethan Page is doing each other talking, hyping up how they want their rematch against Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin, as Page does a masterful job of improvising interactions with the crowd as they are back, because COVID didn't exist in this mod, so that's sweet. 39 rated segment. Then we have Jordan Grace making her in-ring debut of this series, in ring with Kiera Hogan, who's had a couple matches on Dark. Alright performer. The match is 7 minutes and 54. Decent reaction from the crowd. Subpar wrestling. Ends with a fall from Grace as Jordan Grace gets the win over Kiera Hogan in a 35. Jordan Grace gets a 42. So not bad. Kiera Hogan a 31. Tied for her best performance so far. And then we have a... After the match, Jordan Grace is in the ring, celebrating, not giving an interview. And she's jumped by Kiera Hogan, who she just beat, and Jenna Prazo, who was on commentary for her match. After they beat her down, Kylie Ray comes out, makes a save, cleans house, saves Jordan Grace, who looks not super pleased. But, you know, she accepts Kylie Ray saving her. After, of course, last week she underestimated her. It advances the story. There needs to be a little more star power in a segment in order to successfully have Kaylee Ray fighting for that long. Fair enough. Jordan Grace improvises well. Kiera Hogan is very purr when improvising dialogue. Jenna Prazo does a good job. 38 segment. Not bad from the women. Again, we're a small company, so I can take this. 33 Anderson Gallows segments. Not amazing. Essentially, after last week's interaction, Anderson Gallows are in the ring awaiting a match with Ace Austin and Madman Fulton. Fulton and Austin come out and say that they'll not be facing this night, but they got themselves a couple of replacements, and then Anderson and Gallows will be attacked from behind by Reno's Scum. Again, there's nothing interesting happening in this segment. I don't understand. The crowd gets hotter. It was a 33. It seems like a decent segment. Is there an issue with someone? They were not rated Reno Scum, so I'm not sure what the issue is. Penalized for a burnt out crowd, but we are taping 8 episodes of wrestling, so that could impact that. I'm not sure. Surely the game's not penalizing me for taping all of my wrestling on the one day. Maybe I'll have to separate it next month. Comment down below if you think that maybe suit better if we separated Impact and Explosion tapings. Then an 8-bite that had decent reactions from the crowd but subpar wrestling. The Good Brothers defeat Reno Scum in 8 minutes 29 when Doc Gallows pins Luster the Legend with a Magic Killer in a 38. Thornstowe was seen off his game. Doc Gallows and Carl Anderson are tag team specialists. Luther and Thornstowe were tag team specialists as well. Gallows got a 55. No, Gallows got a 50. Anderson got a 55. Luster got a 26 and Thornstowe a 25. Not bad. Gallows and Anderson are where I want them to be, in the 50s. It's where we need them from here on. But hopefully maybe turning out better matches, although they should do better when facing off later on against Austin and Fulton. Then we just have a backstage segment of Heath and Rhino. You know, maybe they're talking about the, I guess, good old days, and reminiscing about how it's nice to have Heath in Impact along with Rhino. Nothing major, just a little one to move the storyline along. Then Moose faces off against Falaba. Decent match, 10 minutes. Moose gets a 53. Very consistent performer, same as last week. Falaba gets a 33, his best performance after having a match on Dark. Not Dark, I said it again, Explosion. I guess it's Dark because you guys don't see it. So it's just Dark matches, but their match got a 40, not bad. But we need to pick up soon in the show. That will help. Moose is having his promo about how he's the TNA World Heavyweight Champion. And then maybe the same thing. Lights cut, attacked by EC3. No speaking from EC3 for now. Then a 38, not as good. Willie Mack talks about how last week his friend, Rich Swann, was beat down by Eric Young and taken away on a stretcher. Already injured, Rich Swann. And how that although he faces Eric Young next, he has not forgotten about Chris Bay taking his X Division title from him, and talks about a smack about Chris Bay. Their match gets a 37, not good. Why was it so low? Is it burnout from the crowd? Let's see the sheets. Yeah, badly burned out crowd. That is probably a bad thing, seeing we've got 2 more shows to book after this. So if it's gonna kill our crowd now, we might have to separate tapings for next month, so that we're not just booking every single show. Or maybe it's because I didn't calm them down previously. Let me know in the comments below if you think maybe it would work if we just had cooldown segments more often. Willie Mack got a 45 and EY got a 44. So maybe need a bit better for me my next time after he gets the victory in 11:35 with a spiked power driver, because obviously if he's facing Eddie Edwards, he needs to probably be getting in the 50s to be main eventing for us. After the match, EY tries to beat down Willie Mack with a bit of help from Chris Bay, who interferes in the previous match. That note didn't actually come up, I don't think. But they beat down Willie Mack. Eddie Edwards makes a save. 43 minute segment, not bad. Maybe we should have that Moose stuff a bit higher, but we learn from next time. Chris Bay is also getting better at his gimmick. RVD, 45 rated promo, came across very well, as did Madison Rain. Just his interview talking about how he's easily going to take the belt from Eddie Edwards tonight, because Eddie Edwards isn't even concentrated on their match tonight, as he's stuck fooling around with Eric Young and Willie Mack and all that sort of mess there. Is that also talking about the... No, done in front of a very hot crowd, but also a badly burned out crowd. So maybe this show would be better if we had have done it on its own. I might have to look at our television schedule, see if I can fix it. 38 rated segment, not a good title match. RVD was off his game. They've got good chemistry though. Eddie Edwards got a 56, so good from our champion. And RVD came out with a 59. I think that's the best rating we've seen, and RVD is the star of the promotion. Did not come out with a title though. As in a superb match, Edwards and Van Dam. Edwards defeated Van Dam by pinfall with a forward lung blower. Edwards makes defense number 2 of the Impact World title. I think next week, I don't have a segment in for it, but I think next week we might run a tag team match with Eric Young, Chris Bay, William Mack, and Eddie Edwards, something like that. You know, get the champion and challengers sort of together, and then after that, Eddie Edwards is beaten down by Eric Young to close the show. That is our show. 31 regions increased, 44. Would it have been better if the crowd hadn't have just watched 6 hours of professional wrestling, and they have another 4 left to go because we have another 2 weeks of taping to do? Maybe we'll have to fix our taping schedule. I don't know, but I think it was a decent show. Anyone you would like pushed, anything you think should have maybe done different, let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching.